Javi literally gets hate for no reason. Like, for no reason at all. Like, bro's literally one of the most overhated Telltale's The Walking Dead characters in general. Either it's because they don't like the New Frontier, or it's their least favorite of the Telltale The Walking Dead series, or it's because they wasn't able to play as Clementine in Season 3, which is kind of stupid to be honest with you. But yeah, Javier Garcia, or Javi for short, was introduced as the main playable character in Telltale's Walking Dead New Frontier, the third installment in the Telltale series. Now from the get-go, people are already divided. For some, it was already hard to accept anyone stepping into the shoes of Clementine, who had been the heart and soul of the series since Season 1, but Javi brought something new to the table, and if you look past the initial shock of change, you might realize there's more to him than it meets the eye. Now let's address the elephant in the room, Clementine. By the time A New Frontier rolled around, people had already grown incredibly attached to her, because she survived through the worst of the apocalypse throughout Season 1 and throughout Season 2, especially Season 2. And her journey felt low-key kind of personal, so when we were introduced to a new protagonist, there was a bound to be resistance. For many, Javi was not Clementine, and that was just enough to dismiss him, which is kind of stupid because why would you knock off someone for, like, nigga did not ask to be here. He didn't ask to be here. God damn it, deal with it. Play as Javi or don't play the game at all. And I apologize for, putting out a little emotion to that. It's just, that jump don't make no damn sense. The fact that y'all literally not liking this man all because it's not Clementine is crazy. I mean, I understand y'all want to play as Clementine in Season 3, but damn. Like, let bro get shot. Like, about time we have a new protagonist, to be honest. I mean, we all miss Lee. We all miss Kenny. We basically miss everyone for Season 1 in general, besides a select few. But damn, bro, don't do Javi like that. Like, goddamn. Like, okay, some characters in Season 3 I understand, but damn, like, Javi ain't did nothing. But here's the thing, though. Telltale gave us Javi and Clementine. Instead of seeing him as a replacement, maybe we should see him as a new perspective. Someone trying to survive just like Clem, but with his own unique challenges and storylines. In fact, having two protagonists with intersecting paths only made the narrative even more richer. One of the criticisms aimed at Javi is his relationship with his family, especially the tension with his brother David, and the romantic undertones with Kate, which is kind of stupid. But anyway, this is one of the most realistic parts of his character though. In the chaos of the apocalypse, personal dynamics are bound to get messy real quick. Javi's complicated relationship with his brother David reflects real human emotions, rivalry, guilt, and loyalty. And let's not forget that Kate's, David's wife, clearly has feelings for Javi, which adds another layer to the already tense situation, which once again, stupid. Whether you agree with Javi's actions or not, they are believable within the context of that shit was stupid as hell. Okay, I get it. It's a zombie apocalypse. The kids, they are a few years older than when y'all first left the house. But the fact that you waited to now and then David came along, like, oh my God, Kate, you were just so messy, Kate. I can't even count with you, bro. You was a messy ass girl. But whether you agree with Javi's actions or not, they are believable within the context of a world falling apart. Another reason why Javi is often criticized is the way he handles leadership. But let's take a step back real quick. Javi wasn't just a seasoned survivor like Red from the original Walking Dead series, god dang it. He was a regular guy, a former baseball player, who was thrown into an unimaginable situation, and yet, throughout the game, he steps up. He takes responsibility for his family and the group, even when the odds were stacked against him. Like, you playing as Javi, I'm gonna guarantee you, you're not gonna make the perfect decision, but that's what makes him relatable. In a world filled with moral ambiguity, Javi does his best, and his mistakes only make him more human. Like, for example, when you gotta, like, that big scene, when you have to choose whether to shoot, Conrad, or fucking just not portray Clementine, but, use her as a bargaining chip to help Kate get medical help from Richmond. Now, I'm not gonna lie, personally, I chose to shoot Conrad, but yeah, I couldn't do Clint like that, man. Come on, bro, but goddamn. One of the most compelling aspects of Javi's character is his growth At the start of A New Frontier, he's dealing with feelings of inadequacy and trying to find his place in a world that has already been appended. But as the story progresses, we see him evolve into someone who genuinely actually cares about the people around him for once. And whether it's God and his nephew Gabe, that annoying ass brat, I swear to God, or making tough decisions about the community, Javi grows into a leader though. His relationship with Clementine also grows into something deeply respectful though. He doesn't try to replace her role as a protagonist, but instead becomes a strong ally. Their dynamic built on mutual respect and trust is one of the highlights of the game, especially on that one scene where Clementine beat the shit out that zombie with that metal baseball bat after Javi was getting a little too confident, and that nigga almost goddamn died, but goddammit Clementine came in clutch. So why does Javi get so much hate? A lot of it stems from the expectation that he would just be another Clementine, but that was never the point to begin with. Javi wasn't even supposed to be her. He was meant to show us a different side of the apocalypse, one that was about family, loyalty, and redemption. He wasn't even supposed to be Clementine. He does not want to be Clementine. I don't know why people okay, let me stop. Many people felt like A New Frontier sidelined Clementine in favor of Javi, but the reality is Telltale was trying to balance two stories into one, and while that balance may not have been perfect for everyone, it doesn't mean Javi deserved the hate. At the end of the day, Javi is a flawed, complicated, but ultimately likable character. He may not have the same impact as Clementine, but his story is just as important in the larger narrative of Telltale's The Walking Dead. The hate he gets is just so undeserved, especially when you take the time to appreciate the depth and the complexity he brings into Telltale's The Walking Dead. When I think of this idiot right here, there's only one word I think of.
Dummy, yeah. Yeah. Dummy, yeah. Yeah. Dummy, yeah. Yeah.
Well, y'all wanted it, y'all got it. A video about Kate Garcia from Telltale's The Walking Dead: A New Frontier. She was introduced as Javi's sister-in-law, a character caught in a web of relationships and dilemmas. From the very start, she is portrayed as a strong-willed woman who is trying to hold her family together amidst the chaos. But is that enough though? No, it is not. Reason why is her decision-making skills, and that was one of the main things that made her a freaking headache throughout the whole game. You know, some of her decisions lead to like conflict or lead to others getting hurt or even herself hurt. When she had jumped out of nowhere while niggas are shooting just for her to get shot in the guts. Like, come on. Okay, I get it. You know, adrenaline is running and Mariana literally just died for some reason. I ain't gonna lie. That was the saddest death in Walking Dead history, not just from the game, but the TV show too. Cause god dang Mariana, she was just so nice. She was so sweet. The love triangle between Kate, Javi, and her husband David adds another layer of complexity. I mean, I can understand from Kate's point of view because hell, even I thought that David died at the time until he appeared out of nowhere at the end of episode 2. Like, girl, you're really gonna leave your damn husband for his brother? To me, that's bop behavior in a whole nother level. You know, despite her flaws, Kate does have moments of redemption. She's shown to be caring and resourceful, especially when it comes to this thing. Yeah.
You motherfucking piece of shit!
These moments make her more relatable, even if her decisions can be maddening. Kate's presence significantly impacts the narrative of A New Frontier, as much as I hate to admit it. Her decisions can lead to pivotal moments that affect not only her fate, if you know you know, but also that of Javi and David. This raises the question, can a character who frustrates us also drive the story forward in meaningful ways? Yes. Because of the fact that the central theme of Telltale's The Walking Dead is the struggle for survival, and it also can like pose for the importance of family. Like take Kenny and his family for example. Hell, even Arvo and his family. Yeah, I know y'all don't like Arvo, but just hear me out. Kate embodies that literally, as her desire to protect her family sometimes leads to reckless decisions. But the scene where I believe that she was the dumbass is when she tried to save Richmond. I get where she was coming from, considering the fact that she was somewhat responsible for the destruction of Richmond and the horde of walkers coming into Richmond. But if we be real, it was really that one dude that do that goddamn pipe bomb or whatever that was at the truck that Kate was driving that led to the accident in the first place. I can see where she's coming from for that. But at the same time, that was kind of stupid. Because just like David said, Richmond is compromised. It doesn't matter if there's a bunch of us against 500 of those zombies. We all gonna die Either freaking way. So yeah, David for once was actually right. And Kate, I'm not gonna lie, she was kind of an idiot for that. And yes, I did wait with her to save Richmond, because we all know damn well what's gonna happen if we didn't. Her ass was gonna die and turn to a fucking walker. Comparisons of Kate with other characters from the series. When we compare Kate to other characters in the series like Clementine or Lee, we see different approaches to leadership and decision making. While Clementine often embodies logical senses, aka doing the smart things, contrast to Kate's emotional approach. You know, her emotional approach can lead to unpredictable outcomes. This contrast highlights her unique role in the narrative, but also fucking stupid, cause let me shut up before I rant, cause I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little sick, I got a stuffy little nose, and I'll be damned if I'm finna be snotting all over the screen just so I can get my rant on with this goddamn character. Ultimately, Kate Garcia is a character that embodies the complexities of human emotions in a post-apocalyptic world. Her struggles and flaws make her relatable and kind of an idiot, but despite the headaches that she causes, whether you see her as a necessary part of Javier's journey, which is a frustrating obstacle, or her presence in a new frontier, is undeniable. But I ain't gonna lie, she low-key was a hoe for that, for trying to get with the brother, considering the fact that she was married and all. This is the face of a nigga you just want to grab a goddamn belt and beat his ass with it. First off, we gotta start off with this little boy attitude. That nigga attitude, boy. That nigga Gabe is basically the definition of a fucking brat. If we're being honest, let's not sugarcoat it. Okay, I get it. You know, teenagers such as myself, you know, we tend to grow up and then we start to rebel against people, this and that and the third, blah blah blah. But that do not give him a free pass to be a constant whining little ungrateful ass headache. Every time you try to do something right, this nigga Gabe always there to question your ass, second guess your ass, and throw a motherfucking tantrum like Jeffy for SML. Like, excuse me, nigga? Do you know how many fucking walkers Javi and fucking Clementine had to fucking kill just to keep your scrawny little ass alive? And it don't even help that he never listens to. Like, Javi tries to teach this man how to survive, but instead of taking some advice from the guy who is keeping you alive, Gabe thinks he already got it all figured out. Yeah, sure, Gabe, yeah, go ahead and throw yourself at the first dangerous situation you see. What's the worst that could happen? Oh wait, everything could go wrong, and spoiler alert, it often does, cause of this man right here. It's not that just Gabe is emotional, it's that his emotions are always turned up to 11. Anger? Through the roof? Jealousy? Off the charts? Insecurity? What do you think being surrounded by walkers in constant danger might humble somebody? But nah, not with this fella. You know, this man is a full-on drama king. Every conversation with him turns into some kind of goddamn soap opera. You are trying to save his life, but all he cares about is who's not giving him enough attention. Or why he isn't even treated like an adult. Like, nigga, sit your motherfucking ass down, bitch. Move. And don't even get me started with his jealousy towards Clementine. Like, bro, Claire's been surviving this shit since she was 8 years old. She doesn't have time for your immature bullshit. She's out here being a goddamn certified badass, while you out here doing goddamn hissy fits about your daddy issues, which we can't just sit here and put this shit on him, cause goddamn it, you know, David, he was taking my mom to the fucking hospital to get checked out, but we all know how that turned out, which led to him being in fucking Richmond and shit like that, which led to him and Javi and the rest of his family being separated from each other, so you can't put that on him. But the fact that he's trying to impress her for what? Man, sit your ass out. Well, you know what? I'm glad Lois didn't replace his ass. I mean, fuck this nigga, man. But what makes this man the worst is that this man's a walking disaster. Every single time there's a chance to do something important, this little nigga wanna find a way to completely try to screw it up. Remember that one scene when okay, depending on your choices, this man literally wrecked your ass out and told in front of Trip that you shot Conrad. Nigga, we was trying to save your bitch ass. Nigga, we was trying to save you, and you rat us out like that?
Fuck this, fuck. Niggers need to die, they need to die. They need to die. You hear me? They need to die.
The worst part is, this nigga never takes responsibility for anything. It's always, but I'm just trying to help. Dude, you're not helping. You're literally making everything harder for everybody, including yourself. It's like he thinks being impulsive and reckless makes him some kind of hero when really, he just one walker bite away from being a fucking Walker child. I get it. Maybe Telltale was trying to show us how a teenager will realistically react in a apocalypse. But come on, even Sarah wasn't even acting like this, and she was dumber than fucking. Oh Lord, I'm sorry, Sarah. I'll get to you in a minute. Matter of fact, I don't know how I'm gonna put these videos in order. It don't even matter. But yeah. But come on, man, there's a limit on how much whining, recklessness, and drama one character can throw at you before we just lose it. Gabe's got potential, sure, but that potential was buried under so many layers to the point that, no, we could deal without him, basically. So yeah, Gabe, the most frustrating, rage-inducing character in Telltale's The Walking Dead: A New Frontier. And if you somehow like this man, if you actually think this man is misunderstood, fine, that is your opinion. But I'll tell you this, he's on my list of characters I wish I could vote off the god. Well, depending on your choices and what goes down, he does die, but oh Lord have mercy, Jesus. If there was a character I could do without, it's him. I'm sorry. David Garcia is Javi's older brother, a former U.S. Army Staff Sergeant, and a co-leader of the New Frontier, a survival group in the zombie apocalypse. He's a father to Gabe and Mariana, and husband to this bitch.
Dummy, yeah. Dummy, yeah. Dummy, yeah.
And through it all, this man literally have a whole lot of baggage on him. From the moment we meet him, he literally punched Javi dead in his face. And for that, I wouldn't blame y'all for being mad and actually want to throw hands with David. And I ain't gonna lie, his personality can just rub people the wrong way. But to understand him, we must need to look at his story through the lenses and not just from y'all emotional goddamn bias. I take that back, not bias, but from y'all just emotion in general. David's not like a villain like Carver for season 2. He's a complex guy shaped by trauma, duty, and betrayal. So let's go ahead and unpack these 3 big reasons why people misjudge him. First things first, we gotta talk about his heart. Look, the guy loves his family. Gabe, Mariana, even Javi, despite their rocky past. He's protective to a fault, which some see as controlling. But to think about it on a deeper level, in a world full of walkers and backstabbers, wouldn't you be paranoid as hell too? Like, as a soldier, David's already trained to like prioritize survival anyway, and that means making tough calls, similar to like Lily in a sense, like leading a new frontier or giving up AJ to protect the group during a harsh winter. You know, people, I won't say that the hate is forced upon David, because David, for starters, he has some terrible choices throughout the game. Like, for example, Benedict Clementine's adopted kid, AJ, but he explains it was a brutal winter and he thought it was best for everyone. Harsh? Yes. But evil? No. Because turns out, he didn't really abandon AJ, he just sent him off to a doctor, and then that doctor ended up putting him in some type of ranch so he get better taken care of by those type of people. So if you really think about it, he didn't really abandon AJ, he basically just sent him off because at the time, he didn't really think he was gonna survive for real. He just sent him off just so that, in case, he might end up being okay at the end. But it actually worked out because AJ is still alive and kicking. In case if you haven't played the final season around the end, where he plays Clementine as she goes to the ranch and literally killed one of the 400 Days characters out of nowhere. And bro literally just went out bad like that. Like, he was just in 400 Days and that's it. Like, after that, Clementine just killed bro in cold blood, low key. But he was doing it to try to protect the kids, because there was some people that was going around taking some kids. If you know, you know. Like, David's heart is literally in the right place, even though he shows it in a weird Vegeta-like way. But anyway, the second thing, the betrayal that kind of broke him. You see, David, he co-founded the new Frontier with Joan and Clint, building a whole safe haven from scratch. But his fellow leaders literally framed him for treason and kicked him out. Like, imagine pouring your heart and your soul into a community only to just get kicked out and blamed for absolutely nothing. Like, he didn't even do nothing. Bro was literally just doing his job, and yet he got let go. That's something similar to like how AI takes for his job and stuff like that. That'll be funny. But anyway, back to topic. That will make anyone bitter. This betrayal literally fuels David's hostility, especially around the end scene of episode 4, when Jane literally tried to hang that man. Literally had a whole rope around this man's neck. Man, that man, I wouldn't lie, I would be acting the way David acting if that would happen to me. Like, that man literally lashes out on Javi in episode 5 from the gallows over Kate's feelings for him. Look, David fights Javi. Whether you made the right choices or not, he gonna fight you regardless. Like, David literally fights Javi even if you reject Kate's advances. It feels unfair, right? But put yourself in David's shoes. Look, this man literally found out his daughter was dead and he wasn't even there to witness it, and now he thinks that his brother is trying to steal his wife? His jealousy and anger aren't just random, they are the result of a man who's been broken by loss and betrayal. He's not no monster, he's human. And Kate, I ain't gonna lie, she was just messy the whole game. Like, literally just messy the whole game for no reason. And lastly, the third thing, the apocalypse itself. David was already a tough guy pre-outbreak. Military life does that. But years of fighting walkers, losing people, and carrying the weight of leadership turned him into someone harder, darker. You know, his traumatic experiences amplify his flaws, the temper, the need for control, the homicidal tendencies when pushed too far. Yet his final words to Javi, depending on your choice, is asking him to take care for his family. Well, for their family. That still showed that he still trusts his brother deep down. Well, at least from my playthrough. And I'm a little confused because, like, why do so many people hate David? I mean, I'll admit, you know, his flaws are loud. He's reckless, stubborn, and sometimes abusive. Like that one time when Kate was washing dishes and she accidentally cut herself, and he literally prioritized that broken glass over her injury. And plus, his jealousy over Javi and Kate feels over the top, especially if you as Javi stayed loyal. Well, you know what, I take that back, because that reaction from David was actually a valid crash out. And don't even get me started with how Kate was literally just instigating the whole thing with her messy behind. To be honest, it should have been her instead of Mariana. David, he wasn't a hero, but he wasn't a villain either. He just a soldier, a father, and a brother trying to hold it all together in a world that keeps tearing him apart. His heart, his pain, and his transformation make him one of the most misunderstood characters in the Telltale's Walking Dead franchise. So next time you play, maybe give David a second look, because maybe you might look at him a little differently. Or maybe not.